Thank you. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, welcome all devotees for this morning session, special program of Krishna Katha from Srivasangan chapter of ISKCON Seshadripuram. So, today I have been asked to discuss the pastime of Krishna kidnapping Mother Rukmiṇī. So we will discuss that portion of it. So this is Prabhupada has written this Krishna book nicely, which gives all the pastimes of Krishna right from his appearance till the time he went back to Goloka Vrindavan. So this chapter is all part of the Srimad Bhagavatam, consolidated into one book called Krishna book. So I will be speaking from that. This is chapter is called 53rd chapter, in which the description of Krishna kidnapping Rukmiṇī is taking place. So we will try to understand that, or hear that, or narrate that. So we all know the background. I don't know if the earlier portions were discussed, but anyway, I'll give a very background. There is this kingdom called Vidura. There is a king called Bhishmaka. And he had a very beautiful daughter called Rukmiṇī. And I think she had 4 brothers, and the eldermost brother is called Rukmiṇī. So this girl named Rukmiṇī was maybe 13 or 14-year-old, and it is in those days that the marriage used to be conducted very early in their life, both the girl and the boy. So the girl very early, normally before puberty only, they used to marry as per Vedic system, and then after puberty the boy and girl live together. And the idea was that there is the so many infatuations happen with young children. So if there is a clear designation of so and so will be your wife, or so and so will be your husband, there is unnecessary distractions will not be there. So they know, okay, this is going to be my spouse going forward, and they are able to focus on that relationship rather than looking all over the place and creating corruption in the contamination in the consciousness. So this was one of the reasons that I have heard that about these early marriages. So this was the case during Krishna's time. So the children were married young. So Rukmiṇī was around 13 or 14 years of age at that point in time, and Bhishmaka was looking. She was we'll go through her things. She was the perfect girl, in every respect, be it in her character, be it in her beauty. In every aspect, she was perfect. And the father was looking Bhishmaka that I should make a good choice for her, a good partner for her. And there was always this talk that, Krishna is the most eligible person for her, for Rukmiṇī's hand, like that. But somehow or the other, her elder brother Rukmiṇī, he had other ideas. So he wanted to marry her off to a person called Shishupala, who was actually Krishna's relative, his aunt's son, this Shishupala. So Rukmiṇī had those thoughts, and therefore he said, okay, no, I want to do. And Bhishmaka had a lot of affection for his son. Therefore, he was not able to stand up and say, no, I don't want you to marry her to this Shishupala, but I want to marry her to Rukmiṇī. So this was the background. Now in this state, now Rukmiṇī has to take a decision. So she, just imagine, she is a 13-year-old girl and she is from a Kshatriya background. So these Kshatriyas, they are very determined. They know what they are doing. They are not like simply, oh, lamenting, oh, what to do, all this. Yeah, there is also lamenting and all that. But they are very precise, decisive in whatever they do. So she immediately thought, okay, this is the plan of Mr. Rukmiṇī, my brother. But I have no such intention of marrying anyone else, because she has heard about Kṛṣṇa because Kṛṣṇa was very famous at that point in time. Kṛṣṇa's all the transcendental pastimes, people are all hearing and are wondering all over the world, oh, this boy has done this right from his childhood. He's been doing so many amazing things which are all getting known to people. And so she knew back of her mind, this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And she is thinking, I should marry Kṛṣṇa. So this is her thing. So now at this point in time, when this marriage day is fixed, now there's no point in discussing anything more. And a mind of a Kshatriya understands all these things. Sometimes others, we keep on thinking, oh, tomorrow something will change, something will happen by itself. Kshatriya means action. Yeah, it's not like we wait eternally thinking things will happen and all that. So we need to do something. We need to act. If we don't act, nothing will move. So we need to act. So she decides, okay, let me send some messenger to Kṛṣṇa and reveal my mind to him. Then, maybe he will accept me as his wife. So she sends a Brahmana to Kṛṣṇa as a messenger. So the Brahmana goes and talks to Kṛṣṇa, and how Kṛṣṇa received the Brahmana, all that is very nicely explained. Kṛṣṇa gave him utmost respect, gave him all the thing and made him lie down, and he like massaged his feet and all that. That level of Kṛṣṇa's etiquette of how to deal with the Brahmana. And then he asks him, so what brings you here? How are things in Vidura? Those kinds of things. And at that point in time, the Brahmana then tells Kṛṣṇa why he has come there. What is the purpose of his coming all the way from Vidura to here? And when he says this is the purpose, and Rukmiṇī has sent him as a messenger to come quickly and abduct her. That is, he's saying, you need to now abduct me and go away, because marriage is fixed a day after, something like that. And there's no time for any further discussion or anything like that. You need to simply come and take me away, snatch me from there. So Prabhupada writes there are different types of marriages. One is this, where normally everything is arranged by the parents and all that. And there is one more which is called like this kind of a kidnapping. So this is Rakshasa's way of method. That's one of the methods which is there, which is basically they just go and abduct the girl and come. So sometimes Kshatriyas use this kind of method there. So Kṛṣṇa had no choice but to use this method this time. So when this was told, the Kṛṣṇa becomes very happy. He shakes hands with the Brahmana and says, yes, I am also interested. And Kṛṣṇa says, many a days I am not even able to sleep thinking of Rukmiṇī. So this is Kṛṣṇa's words. We all know Rukmiṇī is eternal consort of Kṛṣṇa. It's not like some adolescent kind of a thinking. So all these, whenever the Lord descends, Kṛṣṇa and Radharani are the topmost, the personalities they think. And whenever Kṛṣṇa decides to take manifest in different incarnations, his counterpart Radharani also expands in different. So there's always, when the Lord comes, Radharani also comes in a different form. Lord comes in a different form, Radharani comes in a different form. All Vishnu Tattvas, here you can say everything is Radharani's expansion. So have that as a context. And here, this Rukmiṇī is none other than Mahalakshmi herself. So Kṛṣṇa says, no, I some days I can't even sleep thinking of Rukmiṇī like that. So he says, let's go. And the Brahmana says, it's time is of essence, we need to run now. So Kṛṣṇa immediately says, okay, he calls this driver Dharuka. and says, bring the horses now, immediately, I want to go. And Daruka brings these horses, and the names of these horses are described in the Padma Purana. The first one is Saibya. It was greenish in color. The second one was Sugriva. It was grayish in like ice, that kind of gray color. The third, Megha Pushpa. And this color was like a cloud, the new cloud like that. And the last one, Balahaka, was like an ashen color it had. So these are the 4 horses with the names and the different colors that these horses were. So they were brought immediately. Then Kṛṣṇa took the Brahmana, made him sit next to him in that horse, and he started to this place called Vidarbha, the province called Vidarbha. So, and the place within Vidarbha where they need to go is called Kundina, where the marriage was to happen. So that's the capital city of this province called Vidarbha, where King Bhishmaka was ruling. Now, this is like the distance, you should know how far it is. So, Kṛṣṇa was there in in the western part of India, Dwaraka. And this Vidarbha province or the Kundina, that city was in the northern. And Prabhupada writes this is like some 1,000 miles apart. And they are supposed to go in a horse, right? There's a chariot and a horse pulled by 4 horses. So how should they travel 1,000 miles there? So how do you do that? So the Kṛṣṇa just goes in this chariot though. I mean, we also saw the other day, I was giving a class where Kṛṣṇa knew how to make the art of making airplanes with flowers. So he could have done that, but he chose this one because he was confident even these horses can take him at that speed. So overnight, they traveled thousands of miles. They were so fast, these horses, that they reached the destination overnight. So they start in the night, evening, whatever, just like we take train. In the night, morning, we are there in some other bigger cities, I mean, some other distant places. So normally 300, 400 kilometers, the trains travel. Like, I've seen generally we nights anywhere between 300 to 400 kilometers, you can travel in the night in a train. Unless this, I don't know, I have not traveled in this Vande Bharat and I don't know whether they travel in the night. But generally these night trains I have seen 400, 450 kilometers they travel maximum. But here 1,000 miles plus, but these horses was just flying literally. Okay, so this is the scene. Now on the scene shifts to the city where this Kundina city, where the marriage things were happening. So King Bhishmaka, what arrangements he's making? He's making very wonderful arrangements. All the streets, they were all sprinkled with water nicely. And Prabhupada writes, this India, because of this dry weather, the dust is there everywhere. You can see that, if you see in our culture, every day the women, early morning, they go out and sprinkle water outside their homes. They sweep it and then they put sprinkle water. So the idea is the Indian cities, you have this kind of weather where it is very dry. And because of that dryness, everything, dust becomes very light and starts flying all over. So you need to keep it clean. So they sweep and apply, sprinkle water so that the dust settles down, does not again fly back into where you swept and all. And Prabhupada says in cities like Calcutta, you need to sprinkle twice water like this because there's more dust, more dry area. And things like that. So in India, generally, northern parts, why everywhere, there's the dryness is there, the dust keeps flying all over. So this is done. So the entire city is sprinkled with water and all the things were made very clean. And there are so much of decoration on all over the roads. There were many, these cutouts kind of things. They're all nicely placed. And there are many different gates made at different points of the road. And there was nice fragrance and flowers everywhere put in, like that. And to make that even more beautiful, the citizens of that city, they were all dressed up very nicely with very fresh clothes, beautiful clothes, body decorated with sandalwood pulp, pearl necklaces and flower garlands, incenses burnt everywhere. Like, we have this nice incenses with very beautiful fragrance. Aguru, that scented in air, it is mentioned. Such very, what do you call, very pleasant environment, celebratory environment. Everything was so nice. And the priests and brahmanas, they were sumptuously fed. They were all given nice annadhana and lots of gifts to the brahmanas. So they were, generally those days they give a lot of cows in charity, a lot of wealth is given to the brahmanas so that they are very happy. And with that happiness, they actually perform all the Vedic rituals. And here they were chanting all the Vedic mantras. Very nicely that they were chanting from all the four Vedas, Sama Veda, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharvana Veda also. And all of those things were to pacify the influences of the different stars. So if you see all the astrology, there are these many, these 12 houses, they say, if you, the Kundalini, if you see. So each house dominated is actually represented by one particular star. All the like Saturn, the Guru, all the different moon, sun, Ketu, Ragu, all these planetaries. So it's all there, the Vedic, as per the astrological thing, that our life is basically governed by the stars at different points in time, which is basically how they deliver our karma to us. It's not like they are independently giving us some benefits or giving us some trouble. We have already performed our karma, and based on our karma, we are supposed to get some benefits. And these stars are actually managing that in a sense that at what time, what we need to get, they are giving it to us in that way. So to pacify all of them, in this marriage occasion, all these brahmanas were engaged and performing all these yajnas and chanting of these mantras. And Prabhupada writes about the beauty of Rukmiṇī. He writes, Rukmiṇī was exquisitely beautiful. She was very clean and had beautiful teeth. The auspicious sacred thread was tied on her wrist. And she was given various types of jewelry to wear and long silken cloth to cover the upper and lower parts of her body. So this is one description. There are other descriptions later. And Bhishmaka did a lot of charity, as I said, and he knew how exactly to please the Brahmanas and get them to do what they want to do. So that is happening. Nice gold and silver grain mixed with molasses and cows decorated with cloth and ornaments. All of this he gifted to them. And then there is the other personality called Dhamagosha, who's basically the father of Shishupala, of the bridegroom. So this Dhamagosha means someone who can actually, control the population, control the he's famous for controlling, curbing down. If you have to say it, that Dhamma means curbing down, Dhamma means coming down, and Gosha means famous. So he was famous for controlling, curbing down the citizens. And he was there. His idea was, okay, Shishupala, my son is getting married, and I am expecting some trouble from none other than Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is preparing himself by bringing in thousands and thousands of soldiers to protect, the bride and the bridegroom in case Kṛṣṇa attempts some misadventure. And it looked like, what is the purpose of him going? Is it for some war or is it for some marriage? That's how it was thinking. So he was so much prepared more for the war than for the marriage. So now the bridegroom's party is arriving with all this big entourage of thousands and thousands of soldiers. So Bhishmaka, when he hears that they are all arriving, they are right outside our city, he goes to the outside to the city to welcome them nicely. The other party, the marriage boys' party is coming. So they go, they welcome, and the arrangement is like, outside the city, there are very beautiful big gardens. So all these people who are guests will all be accommodated in various places within this. So you can imagine how these marriages happen, how the boys' side, they are given special rooms and all the arrangements nicely, prasadam, everything so nicely arranged. And the bigger the marriage, we can see even these days, many people, thousands of people come for marriages. 1,000 people, at least some big families, they invite so many, they hire big ground and set up these pandal, everything like that. So you can imagine this is not ordinary people. The marriage of Rukmiṇī and Bhishmaka, a great personality, very wonderful personality, very, very nicely how to treat people. He is very expert in all that. So all elaborate arrangements, welcoming them and giving them all the things. Along with this party comes many people like Jarasandha, Dantavaktra, Vidurata and Paundraka. All of these are supposed to be very famous for not so famous things, I can say that. Very, very ruthless kind of a kings. Jarasandha and all we know always looks at Krishna as an enemy. All of them. So these fellows are there as to protect in case there is something going wrong in the marriage, particularly with Krishna attacking them. So this was happening. And there was also rumors, because politics means there's always all these things going on. Rumors, no. Krishna has already been alerted about this marriage and he's going to come. He's going to come and word has been reached to him. There is all these spies and all that, no. Not spices, spy, S-P-Y. So there are things like that happening that, there are some attempts being made and we need to be careful. So this is this side of the city, how the arrangements are happening. What happened in Dwaraka? Balram comes to know, oh, Krishna has just left in an urgency with just this Brahmana and he's gone to this Vidarbha, Kundalina city. For what? To snatch away with Rukmiṇī. Therefore, Balram gets concerned. Oh, all these Rakshasas, these rascals will be there. And Krishna is going alone. No, this cannot be. I will arrange all the armies and I will go after them so that Krishna can be given, what do you call, they say, no? The army thing, they say, no, the cover firing, something like that. So that when Krishna is in the act of abducting Mother Rukmiṇī, we can give cover by firing. So this was all in Balram's mind, and he takes a large army and he also immediately starts after Krishna leaves like this. Now inside the palace, Rukmiṇī's mood. Now just imagine her situation. She is going to get married tomorrow morning, and of course the boy is not of her choice. And the boy of her choice has been given a message, but she doesn't know whether he has accepted her offer or not. So she is in anxiety. She has done what she can within her thing, but now it is up to the boy to plan and his ability to come and abduct her. No, it's not about simply, even if he knows, he's also thinking and lamenting, how I can, this is happening. He also has to act. So how to make things happen? So all of these things are there. So she is hoping that he will come. But right now, as the time is getting nearer and nearer, she is also getting anxious. She was thinking how unfortunate I am. And Krishna has still not come. I don't know why. But she's also having hope. No, maybe Krishna will somehow come. So she's oscillating between hope and despair. Hope and despair. And in that, she just, the grief overcomes her. She cries and she's in a way slightly crying. She's trying to keep her face nice. But when it is overflowing, the emotion is overflowing, she's covering her hand. All this has been written. She's thinking, Krishna rejected this offer and therefore the Brahmana also not ready to face me. So he has also not come. So she's thinking, going back and forward in her mind. And she's also thinking, maybe, I did not worship Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Mother Durga, and all properly. Maybe I displeased them. And maybe they are angry with me. That's why they are also making this, they don't want this to happen. So that kind of thinking also is there for her mind. Because Prabhupada writes, when these demigods want to be pleased nicely for them to do some favor. So if you don't please them, they are unhappy. So the example of Indra, when they used to nicely do Indra Puja, and when Krishna says stop it, then he got angry. He started trying to destroy the entire Vrindavan because of his anger, that envy. Oh, how I should be the one who should be worshipped. Why go over them like that? So she's thinking all these things. So therefore, these demigods, they are unhappy because I have not worshipped them nicely, maybe. And she's even thinking. She's angry even with Lord Shiva and Goddess Durga. They are very unhappy. Lord Shiva is known as Rudra and the wife is known as Rudrani, Prabhupada writes. Which means the translation is, I don't know why that, how that meaning, I don't know the full purport of that, but it is mentioned. The meaning of that is that the Rudra and Rudrani means it simply means that putting others in distress to cry forever, something like that. So she's saying, oh, this Lord Shiva and Durga, they are thinking of putting everybody to cry forever in their life. So I am also part of this situation now. And she's also thinking, Durga is also called Girija, daughter of the Himalayan mountains. The Himalayan mountains are very cold and hard. And therefore she thought, therefore Goddess Durga is also very cold and hard. So this, when Prabhupada writes, she is also a child, right? You should understand all these things. While she has all these things, but little in the background of it, she's just a child, 13, 14-year-old child. Prabhupada nicely, balances everything nicely. Where is it coming from, such thoughts? Prabhupada writes, in her anxiety to see Krishna, Rukmiṇī, who was after all still a child, thought this way about the different demigods. In one line, Prabhupada reconciles everything. Oh, how come Rukmiṇī think like this? She is after all a child. And he's also saying, worshipping demigods for the purpose of Krishna is not something which is wrong. The gopis worshipped goddess Katyayini to get Krishna as their husband. Similarly, Rukmiṇī was thinking of the various types of demigods not for material benefit, but in respect of Krishna. Praying to the demigods to achieve the favor of Krishna is not irregular, and Rukmiṇī was fully absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. So this is how Prabhupada reconciles this aspect also of why should Rukmiṇī, he tell, don't go to demigods for any kind of this one, don't worship demigods. Here, why Rukmiṇī is setting an example. So it's, Prabhupada clarifies that. She is doing that to get Krishna's favor. Therefore, that's not wrong. When Krishna is involved, everything is absolute. That's a different story. But she was also thinking, this is hoping against hope. Tomorrow morning, things will all be done. That's it, over. So this was going on in her mind. At that point in time, Krishna also does not want to distress her so much. So auspicious symptoms happen. Her left eye lids start twitching, the arms start twitching, the left thigh start twitching. So this is supposed to be one of the auspicious signs when the left eyebrow, eyelid, the left thigh and all, arm and thigh, they twitch. That means it's auspicious. So that gives her hope, because there's something called Nimitta Matram. That means there's a book I have read where all these signs, I talked about this even in the previous class, I think. There are these signs which have to be, which tells the foretells the indication about future events. So she feels, okay, now this is a good sign that Krishna is coming, like that. At that point in time, the Brahmana appears in the scene, right into her room. And she immediately becomes very excited. Oh, Brahmana has come. And she is asking very thing. Oh, Brahmana, what is the news? So the Brahmana says, don't worry, Krishna is already here. So, and I have conveyed the message. Kṛṣṇa is very happy to abduct you. So he is here. You just don't have to worry. She is now full of excitement and ecstasy. And she's saying what to give this Brahmana now. And at this point in time, of course, she's well decorated, all that, but then to something which is worthy of at that point in time to give to that Brahmana, right? It's not simply you give, he has done something which is the work which is cannot be compared or measured. So you can't make it cheap by giving some simple gold ornament or something like that. So she feels helpless. I can't give anything to this Brahmana for what he has done now. Then she pays complete obeisances to him. And it is mentioned, if someone is giving such an obeisances, it means that the person paying obeisances is indebted to the person to whom the obeisances is being given. Just imagine the goddess of fortune is indebted to you, means then how much you are going to get in your life. So that is how it is described here. Prabhupada writes that the Brahmana now will not have to think of anything in his life. The goddess of fortune has favored him. Anyone who gets the favor of goddess of fortune, as did this Brahmana, is without a doubt always happy in material opulence. So that is what she gave him ultimately. Without giving, she gave him that benefit. So now that Kṛṣṇa has come, Bhishmaka of course now has seen that Kṛṣṇa has come, and Balram is also right there behind him. So he receives them also nicely. So he is in a way, maybe behind his mind, very happy. Oh, Kṛṣṇa has come. I wanted to give my daughter to him. Maybe he doesn't know, or maybe he knows why he has come. But irrespective, he is making arrangements for them also to nicely stay. And he gives them honey. He gives a lot of fresh garments. So many things he gives Kṛṣṇa. And for all his army, hospitality is taken care very nicely. Many other princes, not only them, many other people have come, and it is mentioned the kind of facilities given is based on their position, their material possessions like that. So this is all social, not spiritual, social. Yeah. So we see, no, some rich people are coming, they give different treatment. Some normal people are coming, they give different treatment. Sometimes I used to think, hey, what is it that this fellow has done that, at least on that day, maybe they may give some gift. But others also can give similar gifts. Why they are given special treatment? But here it is mentioned, according to their possessions, what they possess, whether they give or not is different. But they have such possession, our mind immediately worships them. This is material way of thinking. Oh, very big people. You know, you see wherever these politicians go, is that fellow giving them anything? But everybody so thronging them, getting smashed all over, but they want to take darshan of these fellows. They don't even care. They just simply wave and go. But these fellows go head over heels to see them and respect them like that. I'm sure they don't get personally anything at all. But that is how the society, our consciousness is built. You know, you respect people with possession, power, all that. So that is there. So all the accommodation given according to their power. And at that point in time, the people of Kundina, you know, they were also, actually, they all come and take darshan of Kṛṣṇa. And their hearts were filled with love for Rukmiṇī. So Prabhupada writes, Rukmiṇī is very famous. You know, all their subjects love her so much. So they all make prayer to Kṛṣṇa. Oh Kṛṣṇa, you know, this Rukmiṇī is made for you. How come that, you know, this Shishupala will get married to her? You know, you should do something about it. You know, this is their prayer. So all the citizens of the thing, they come and meet Kṛṣṇa and make this prayer. Anyway, so that is there. Now, so they are saying, if we have performed any pious activities which you are satisfied, kindly be merciful upon us and accept the hand of Rukmiṇī. So they are saying, you know, whatever we have done good things, if you are pleased, as a benefit, you actually marry Rukmiṇī. See, that's their great large-mindedness. So they're saying, whatever our punya, it's to be for you to marry Rukmiṇī. Please use that like that. Then, now the next status. Next scene. Now, Rukmiṇī is going to go and perform some puja for their family deity, Durga. So that is the process. That means before marriage, she goes there, all the puja is performed, and then the girl comes back and the marriage takes place. So this deity worship, Prabhupada writes a little bit about it, and he says there are many people, in Bhagavad Gita it is mentioned that Veda Vada Ratan Partha, something like that. So these people, they are more ritualistic, they are having more faith in the Vedic ritualistic, and they do not are not interested in temple worship. And Prabhupada says, such foolish people may take note that although this marriage of Kṛṣṇa and Rukmiṇī took place more than 5,000 years ago, there were arrangements for temple worship. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. The worshippers of the demigods attain the abodes of the demigods. And he says, generally how the people worship. So he gives a kind of a thing. Generally, most people worship Lord Vishnu. But there are also people who worship, there are demigods, and the demigods, there are 5 are considered principal demigods. They are Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Mother Durga, then Ganesha, the sun god. So these were the 5. They say these are the 5 elements to be worshipped. In fact, once Prabhupada was in Tirupati, Andhra, Lord Balaji. So he went there. So that time itself, Tirupati was very famous. They were making lots of money. So and Prabhupada was hosted very nicely because Prabhupada has already come back from US and a very popular person. Like in India, he was a celebrity at that point in time. Wherever he goes, like all the Pandal programs, 30,000, 40,000 people attend his meetings. Such a big personality. I mean, such popularity Prabhupada gained. So when he came to Tirupati, people were all very happy. So he was received very nicely and all. So Prabhupada was staying there for a week or something like that. Every day he went and took darshan, directly standing right in front of Lord Balaji there. So they hosted him nicely in a nice accommodation and all. So Prabhupada was asking all the administrators there. So we're getting a lot of money. What are you doing with that? So they said, we want to build temples. What temples? They mention about these 5 elements, the demigods, all this, Lord Shiva, Lord Durga, Mother Durga, then Brahma, all this. They call it Pancha. There's the 5 principles like that. They have something like that. So Prabhupada said, why are you doing this? You are Ramanujacharya's followers. You are supposed to propagate the message of Lord Vishnu, Lord Kṛṣṇa. So you should actually be propagating this message with all the money that you get, maybe print books, do whatever. But why are you actually doing all these kind of things? This is not what Ramanujacharya wanted. So Prabhupada direct, he is perfect representative of God. So he gives them that advice. So I'm reminded of that when I'm talking this. So, and as far as the Vaishnavas and Brahmanas are concerned, they worship Lord Vishnu. But there are some Kshatriyas, they used to worship, goddess Durga, they worship Lord Shiva and all. And they used to get these, the benefits. So Prabhupada also writes, demigod worship is not forbidden, but it is condemned. That's it. It's not forbidden in the Vedic scriptures, but it is condemned. He says, no. People who want material opulences go to the demigods. But that is not the right way, he says. Kṛṣṇa says that in Bhagavad Gita. So that means it's it's condemned. It's not the right thing to do, but that is also there. That is an accepted fact. So anyway, as Rukmiṇī is going now towards the temple, she was silent and grave, and her mothers were there and her girlfriends were there. And the the Brahmanas' wives, they were all leading in that procession. And a lot of royal bodyguards were there. So, and as that goes, we don't know all these musical instruments, the description of these instruments are there. Turiyas, bheris, I don't know, bugles, panavas, drums, conch shells, all these things have been auspicious sounding instruments. They were all played very sweetly. And all these Brahmanas' wives very nicely dressed, marriage, everybody in the best of dresses. That dress, for this marriage, I have to go next week. We can see that. Then the women prepare for it 1 week before. Which my combination to wear, which jewelry to wear with it, which chapel to wear along with it, all these things. So there also all these things have been done. And they present the Rukmiṇī with nice flower garland, sandalwood pulp and varieties of colorful garments to assist her in the worship of Lord Shiva and Goddess Durga. And they knew exactly how to perform all. Many of them are old ladies. We also see in our current things, the senior ladies, they know how to perform all these ritualistic activities very nicely. So they chant all the mantras nicely. So it's all very perfectly done. So it's happening. Then what all Rukmiṇī did there? So she offered prayers to the deity by saying, "My dear Goddess Durga, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you as well as to your children." So Goddess Durga has 4 famous children, 2 daughters, the goddess of fortune Lakshmi and the goddess of learning Saraswati, and 2 sons, Lord Ganesha and Kartikeya. So 4 children Goddess Durga has. And they are all considered to be demigods and goddesses. Since Goddess Durga is always worshipped with her famous children, Rukmiṇī specifically offered her respectful obeisances to the deity in that way. However, her prayers were special. Ordinary people pray for Goddess Durga for material wealth, fame, profit, strength, and so on. Rukmiṇī, however, desired to have Kṛṣṇa for her husband, and therefore prayed that the deity be pleased with her and bless her with that benediction. Since she desired only Kṛṣṇa, her worship of the demigods is not condemned. While Rukmiṇī is praying, she presented a variety of items before the deity, chief of which were water, different kinds of flames, incenses, garments, garlands, and various foods prepared with ghee, such as puris and kachoris. She also offered fruits, sugarcane, betel nuts, and spices. You can relate to all these things when we do all these ritualistic things. All these things are generally present. With great devotion, Rukmiṇī offered them to the deity according to the regulative principles directed by the old Brahmana ladies. After the ritualistic ceremony, the ladies offered the remnants of the food to Rukmiṇī as prasadam, which she accepted with great respect. Then Rukmiṇī offered her obeisances to the ladies and the goddess Durga. After the business of deity worship was finished, Rukmiṇī caught hold of the hand of one of her girlfriends in her own hand, which was decorated with a jeweled ring, and left the temple in the company of others. So now the worship is over. She is going to go now. Now what happens? Now she goes out there, and now so many thousands of princes have gathered there. Somewhere they were also fantasizing that one day maybe they will marry Rukmiṇī. So they were like intoxicated with the beauty of Rukmiṇī, it's mentioned. The princes were especially eager to see her because they all actually thought that they would have Rukmiṇī as their wife. Struck with wonder upon seeing Rukmiṇī, they thought she was especially manufactured by the Creator to bewilder all the great chivalrous princes. Such beauty, that she was there to bewilder all these princes. How she was perfect in her looks. I will read this. I don't want to describe it. Her body was well constructed, the middle portion being thin. Her high lips were adorned with a jeweled locket. She had pink lips, and the beauty of her face was enhanced by her slightly scattered hair and by different kinds of earrings. The bodily luster and beauty of Rukmiṇī appeared as if painted by an artist, perfectly presenting beauty following the descriptions of great poets. Rukmiṇī's breasts are described as being somewhat high, indicating that she was just a youth, not more than 13 or 14 years old. Her beauty was especially intended to attract the attention of Kṛṣṇa. Although the princess gazed upon her beautiful features, she was not at all proud. So her eyes moved restlessly. Maybe her mind now, this is the climax, right? Kṛṣṇa has come, but when is he going to abduct her? She had told him, either you can abduct me before I reach the temple or after after I finish my rituals. He didn't abduct her before the rituals. So now she's anticipating, now maybe he's going to abduct me now. Her eyes moved restlessly, and when she smiled very simply like an innocent girl, her teeth appeared just like jasmine buds. Expecting Kṛṣṇa to take her away at any moment, she proceeded slowly towards her home. Her legs moved just like a full-grown swan, and her ankle bells tinkled mildly. And now these princesses, overwhelmed by the beauty of Rukmiṇī, they are all falling unconscious from their horses and their elephants. They are all there on these elephants and horses. They're seeing this beauty of Rukmiṇī, Mother Rukmiṇī. They are just getting bewildered and losing their consciousness and falling off from their vehicles. But she was not interested in any of them. But as she just gazed there, she sees Kṛṣṇa. She has not seen Kṛṣṇa, of course. It's not like those days, it's all the internet and all that was there. Maybe it was there, but we don't have such descriptions. All these social media apps and all that may not be there. So Kṛṣṇa was not seen by her before. But when she sees Kṛṣṇa, she knows this is Kṛṣṇa. Thus, she had no difficulty recognizing him amongst the princely order. So it's like the Ramayana also, it is there. When the arrangement of the Swayamvara was made. Before that, Rama was there in one of the gardens, and Mother Sita was trying to pick flowers and all that. And there they come face to face with each other. So there, that is also very nicely described. That's the first contact of the greatest personalities, Supreme Personality of Godhead and his consort. Here also. So she sees Kṛṣṇa, and then Kṛṣṇa immediately sees her and says, this is the time, I just take her away. And he just immediately goes, takes her hand, and he walks slowly. He's not afraid, he's not anxious, he's not worried about anybody. He's just taking her hand, and it's mentioned like how the king, the lion takes its pride from amongst the jackals. And Prabhupada is writing here, Kṛṣṇa, unconcerned with other princes, immediately took the opportunity to place Rukmiṇī on his chariot, marked by a flag bearing the image of Garuda. He then proceeded slowly, without fear, taking Rukmiṇī away exactly as a lion takes a deer from the midst of jackals. Meanwhile, Balram appeared on the scene with the soldiers of the Yadu dynasty. So now the scene is changing. Kṛṣṇa is abducting, and Balram is just coming in the picture, so that he's going to give cover when these princes start attacking her. Now our friend Jarasandha, because he had many times experienced defeat with Kṛṣṇa. He knows who's Kṛṣṇa, in terms of the power. So he roared, how is this? Kṛṣṇa is taking Rukmiṇī away from us without opposition. What is the use of our being chivalrous fighters with arrows? My dear princess, just look. We are losing our reputation. He is just like a jackal taking booty from a lion. So he's changing it, he's talking like, no, I am lion, Kṛṣṇa is jackal. And the jackal is taking away my booty. So now come, let's see who's lion, who's jackal. So that will happen in the next chapter. So we will see that later. So thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport for the 53rd chapter of Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa kidnaps Rukmiṇī. So I end here. If there are any comments, questions, welcome. Hare Krishna. So if there are no comments, Sri Hari Prabhu, you can take over.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you,
Prabhu.
devotees. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Krishna, Dandavat
Thank you.
Pranam, Prabhuji. Hare
Dandavat Pranam.